Today's topic is an interesting topic, the crystal oscillator. So we are going to study the basic underlying principle associated with piezoelectric crystals. This is the key component. So crystals are the backbone of any electronic circuitry, computers, the latest mobile phone, anything, because of its stable resonant frequency. Okay, now we have to see what is piezoelectric effect. Okay, so there are some Rochelle salt, quartz, tourmaline, these materials. This is the material quartz, say assume quartz. When you apply a mechanical stress, this is the mechanical stress all around you are applying, it will develop a voltage between these 2 points. Okay, that means you are giving mechanical stress, it will develop voltage. Suppose if you give mechanical vibrations, that means mechanically you are giving a mechanical vibrations. In that case you can see electrical variations, voltage variations. Okay, that means basically it's a transducer. Mechanical variations into electrical variations. Conversely, that is also true, electrical variations into mechanical variations. That is explained here. If you give a alternating current to this crystal, it will produce mechanical vibration. You can see this crystal, quartz crystal, will start vibrating. That means this alternating current has produced a mechanical variations. Okay, this is the important point. That means piezoelectrical crystals will convert mechanical oscillations into electrical oscillations and electrical oscillations into mechanical oscillations. Both are possible. Now we have to see the equivalent diagram for this piezoelectric crystal. As far as, so we have two equivalents. One is mechanical equivalent as well as electrical equivalent. Most of you might not come across the mechanical equivalent of the components. Okay, never mind. Now first we will see the electrical equivalent. You have RS, series resistance, LS, series inductance, and CS, series capacitance. And this CP is a parallel capacitance, also called as parasitic capacitance. So this circuit can be operated in either in series resonant frequency or in parallel resonant frequency, because this will become active, CP. So if that is the case, you can operate at two different frequencies. One is series resonant frequency and the other one is parallel resonant frequency. Okay, now we have seen the electrical description of the equivalent diagram. Now we will see what is the mechanical equivalent. Energy losses and vibration is represented by this RS. So this is a mechanical quantity. Energy losses because of vibrating of the crystal. Then we have LS. LS is nothing but mass inertia. Mechanical equivalent for inductance, that right term is mass inertia. And finally we have capacitance. This can be equated to elasticity as the mechanical quantity. Okay, so this is generally called as motional resistance, motional inductance, and motional capacitance. Okay, having known the equivalent circuit, what is the symbol of the crystal? So the symbol of the crystal is, this is arrow, forget about this. So you have two plates in between the crystal. So this is the equivalent symbol for crystal, piezoelectric crystal. Now we will see one application of, before going to that we have to see the impedance there. If you carefully see x-axis frequency, y-axis impedance, we consider only the magnitude of impedance. At DC it is maximum. 0 means 0 Hz. So the impedance is maximum. As the frequency increases, frequency of the operation increases, it slowly comes down. And at a resonating frequency, if I say Fs, it is a series resonant frequency. That means these three comes in picture. This is negligible. You need not consider CP. So the impedance is minimum. Okay, this is one resonant frequency we can design using Fs. or we can design with FP also. This is parallel resonant frequency. Once you cross the Fs, the impedance slowly rises and reaches a maximum point. That we call it as parallel resonant frequency. So if you are going to operate with the parallel resonant frequency, then Cp is highly dominant compared to Cs. Having understood the basic functionality of this equivalent circuit and the impedance graph, we will see one oscillator using transistor. So generally in the transistor, this is radio frequency choke. RFC means radio frequency choke. For DC it's a short circuit, but for AC it's an open circuit. Okay, then we have RE and CE. This RE is connected here because it introduces negative feedback. You all know that when we introduce negative feedback, the stability of the amplifier will improve. Okay, and CE, we have to increase the gain also. When we go for AC analysis, this RE will be acts as a short because of CE, therefore AC gain will improve. And R1, R2 fixes the biasing of the transistor. Here we use voltage divider biasing. So the input is given, suppose assume a noise input is input gets into the base. At the collector it is a 180 degree out of phase. Then that signal comes back here through the crystal, and the crystal will be having resonant frequency. You all know the basic rule of oscillation. Noise signal will be generated, and the noise signal passes through the transistor and gets amplified, and when it passes through the resonance circuit, assume this crystal is operated in series resonance circuit RS, LS, CS. That means here you have RS, LS and CS. That means it is going to allow one frequency with some bandwidth. Okay. So only one frequency is allowed, all others are rejected. Why rejected? Because it's a series resonance circuit. At the resonant frequency, it will allow only one frequency. So that frequency will go to the transistor, and it has to satisfy Barkhausen criteria. So what is Barkhausen criteria? Magnitude of A beta should be equal to 1. That means during starting of oscillation, it should be greater than 1. To maintain oscillation, it should be equal to 1. But if it is less than 1, you will see only damped oscillations, you won't get any output. Okay, then the total phase shift around the loop must be integral multiples of 2 pi. That means this will produce 180 degrees phase shift transistor with respect to base and collector. Then another 180 degree phase shift is produced by that series resonance circuit residing inside the crystal. Okay, so totally we got a 360 degree phase shift. And if you see the output between the collector and ground, you will be seeing oscillating frequency, a sinusoidal oscillating frequency. So why we go for crystal? It is highly stable because quality factor is very, very high compared to passive components. That's the main advantage. All the computers designs are running with clock pulses. If the clock pulses it jitters around the frequency, then the design will be highly complicated. So the frequency has to be stable. So that's the greatest advantage of using crystals. And the design of crystals in particular is crystal oscillators is very important. So that's all about crystal oscillator and the concept behind piezoelectric crystal. Hope you have understood this topic in an easy way. Thanks for watching. Nandri.